So you're welcome, Dr. Adjei.
Thank you.
It's great to have a discussion with you concerning your projects that you've been working on in terms of technology transfer. So kindly introduce yourself and let us know what you have been working on so far.
Okay. My name is Maame Yaakwaah. I'm a food scientist, but my specialty is in sensory and consumer science. And my project was using a consumer-led product development approach. The main target is for small and medium-scale food processors. The consumer-led approach is making products, it's almost like designer foods, more or less. So you're making products of food that would be acceptable to consumers. And this has been shown through research time and again that it leads to repeat purchase. And any marketer knows that it's the repeat purchase that keeps you competitive in the market. So the idea is to use the skills and the technologies of a sensory scientist, using our toolbox to support product development throughout. So generating consumer insights throughout the product development process for foods. I'm targeting small and medium scale processors because the consumer-led approach is very expensive, and normally it's only the large company that can do that. They have their own R&D and they can afford to do that. So you find a lot of inferior products on the market because they are developed by small-scale processors who don't have the skills, who don't have the money to be able to include consumer insights. Yes. Not to talk about the equipment, but just to get the quality products on the market. So you find a product on the shelf one day, the next minute it's not there because they can't sustain it. So there, we have an industry partner. This is a small-scale processor. She wants to make a popular drink called Sobolo. And she wanted to put a novel twist on it and put it in a special packaging, make it into a can. Now this we thought was pretty straightforward. I mean, Sobolo is very common. Everybody has Sobolo. Let's just put it in a can, but it's not as simple as that. First, it's a novel idea, so we had to understand what consumers felt about it. Would you like to see this drink in a can? And get impressions about it. And based on that, we can then go on. So it's more holding the hand of the small-scale process and guiding her through the development, including formulation, including understanding what the target wants, what are the main sensory properties that are important to the consumer, so that you have to monitor it through the shelf life, establishing the shelf life, the use by date. And then we thought, okay, now we've got a fairly good product, let's put it in the can. And that didn't turn out as we wanted it to.
Oh, really?
Yes, so we did put it in a can, we developed a process to do it, but it changes the product. It's no longer Sobolo. So again, we need to go back to the consumer to find out, would you still drink this product? Do you like it? Is this still what you call Sobolo? So that we just completed that test, haven't analyzed it, so we'll find out. And we can actually determine, okay, the risk associated with it is, you can put it in a can, it will last up to 10 days or it will last up to 15 days, but people won't like it, so don't even try it, you waste your money. Or you can put it in a can, but you have to change the name. You can't keep calling it Sobolo, you have to call it something else, otherwise you alienate your client. Or put it in this other packaging. So that's what the whole process is all about. So transferring that technology to this small-scale processor to maximize her profits, because there was a lot of input that she's putting into the development process.
Wow, but the Sobolo market is quite competitive.
It is very competitive, so any novel idea you can have to get a competitive edge is important. So that's why for her packaging would have been really novel. But we've got this bigger challenge of it's no longer the product that we know it as Sobolo.
Is it because of the composition?
We think we've actually managed to get the supplier interested in the project because, of course, if we put their product in their can, they get market. So they're looking at trying to help us get a different can that might actually work for her. So,
but one thing that is quite interesting about Sobolo for me as a consumer is I want to see the color.
I know. that came out very strongly in our initial focus groups, and that's something that is probably skewed towards a certain market. But I can't give you too much because it's intellectual property.
So I'm going to ask you, how do you protect such a thing?
Yes, you see, that's why I have to keep my mouth shut. I shouldn't talk too much about it.
Okay.
I think I've spoken too much anyway.
But that's interesting. But we look forward to seeing the product.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, we're hopeful that we're working with a packaging supplier. We're also going to keep working with the small scale processor. She's going to go in to do the sobol anyway because that's her business. But we're hoping that through this grant, what we've actually been able to do is give her the insights that she needed at the very beginning to make very critical decisions at the beginning, which she couldn't have otherwise been able to afford. And also we are going to come up with a manual to guide other small-scale processors to implement this consumer-led approach because it would save them a lot of money in the beginning and knowing what to do to the processing. So,
thank you very much.
Yes.
Bye.